Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Maya. I'm going to be doing a simple eye look and a makeup tutorial, full face, before work today. If you want to keep watching, please do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and then ring the bell. Since I'm a small channel, most likely I will not appear on your subscription list unless you ring the bell. So I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'm going to be going in with concealer first. I don't wear foundation. I'm going to be using the Tom Ford emotionproof. I have a sample of 6 here, and I bought the shade 5. I bought the shade 5 because it was slightly more yellow toned, whereas 6 was a little more peach. But 5 has been just a little too, I would say maybe ashy on me. So I want to try 6 one more time. Hope it's not dried out, but this is one of my favorite, well actually this is my favorite concealer right now. Your under eyes need to be moisturized when you wear this because it has a tendency to emphasize dryness if they're not. And with some emollient concealers, you can kind of go back and forth. With this one I find that I can only go in one direction because if I go back, it kind of like picks up on itself and looks a little textured. But if you apply it correctly and smooth it out, this is amazing. The texture is pretty easy to work with and it lasts all day. It does not settle into any of my creases and I love it. I think it's marketed as a full coverage concealer, but it is in no way full coverage. I did a review on it and I think I built it up 3 layers and it still looked the same as like the 1 layer on the other side. So I don't agree that it is full coverage, but if you are like me and you like don't wear foundation or don't want a full coverage concealer, it kind of looks really natural. But last night, I don't know what happened, I look really dehydrated under my eyes. And then I have this like little rash right here. It's been pretty cold and rainy, and then all of a sudden yesterday it went from like super cold to almost 90 degrees. And I think my skin just was a little confused. And the consistency of this is pretty thin and a little sticky, so it's like it will not move around once it sets. But I like that. I love that sticky texture. I love this concealer, but the shade range is not so great. I have been teetering between 5 and 6, and both are not perfect. And then I swatched 7, and that was like pretty dark from the shade 6. I think it was Michelle Wang or Tara Lynn who did reviews and comparisons between these concealers and like Smashbox or this concealer and Estee Lauder Double Wear in like the squeeze tube. And the Double Wear in the squeeze tube, I think it was Tara Lynn, was actually really comparable to this one. So if you can't find your shade in this, maybe try that. I haven't tried it myself. So now I'm gonna, and you don't even need to set this concealer. I'm going to because I'm going to be doing eyeshadow and I don't want the eyeshadow to stick to my under eye. I'm going to be using the Hourglass, what is this called? Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And I'm going to be applying it with the Wayne Goss Airbrush brush. I love this brush, but it's like, this is not how it normally looks. I've used it so much and it's lost its shape now. And I'm going to set just the top area because I'm going to go in with my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion bronzer, and I find that because I don't wear foundation, it sticks better to my skin or primer. So I recently purchased the Hourglass Luminous Light Bronzer, and it's a beautiful bronzer. It's a beautiful shade when I put it on, but I find that it just like blotches away, or like if I accidentally touch my cheek or something, it just like goes away. I'm not gonna repurchase this, but I'll use it up. I love my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion bronzers. I have 3 because, let's see, this is 15i and this is 25i, and I've been really wanting to get down to the pan, but I've been trying to get through these, and after a while they kind of like develop a hard pan. It starts off with a pretty hard texture, but it's easier to pick up when it's like brand new like this, and then once it's already kind of this much down, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of product there, so that like drives me nuts. Like I want to use it all. So let's try it, and I'm sure it's gonna work after all that. But this does not move. This is the best bronzer I've ever tried, and it's upsetting because they don't sell it in Sephora anymore, and this bronzer, I think Sephora is the only place where you can buy it in person where I live, and now they stopped selling it in person, and it just like worries me. Are they gonna discontinue the bronzer? If they do, I'm buying so many backups, and I know I shouldn't. This brush is the Wayne Goss number 12 brush. It looks like that. This brush has all the bronzers mixed on it. By this point, I need to wash my brushes. But I like to use 15i as my contour, and then I add some color with 25i. And I know that's really pigmented, but I'm going to go over everything with a powder. I always brush it over my eyelids even when I'm doing eyeshadow. It's just a habit. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of 25i. Same brush. I also really love my Tom Ford, what is this called? Shade and Illuminate, and this is Intensity 1. Oh, there's kind of a lot of like eyelashes in there and maybe brush hairs. But I've been really enjoying this, but I don't want to wear it today. So now for my kind of like all over finishing powder. Before I bought the ambient lighting trio or whatever this is called, yeah, I was using this Burberry sheer luminous pressed powder, nude powder in the shade Ochre. I love this. It's got that like olive yellow tone. I'm gonna be applying it with Wayne Goss number 14 brush. This, I'm not a fan of these. I saw so many reviews and like people loving them, and it looks so beautiful and luminous on the skin, but I don't have oily skin. But because I don't touch up my face throughout the day, I need something that lasts. And I love that luminous look, but I can achieve it in different ways. My Makeup Forever bronzers, they've got some illumination to them, and then this powder does have some illumination to it as well. I'll swatch it, see if it shows up on my skin tone. Yeah, no, that's not showing up. I think I put it there. It's a sheer powder. I feel like they discontinued it, but I bought a lot of backups, like when I felt like they were gonna discontinue it. So I will double check, and I'll link it down below if I can find it, in like Nordstrom or the Burberry website. But this, when I use it, I don't get that kind of like oily layer that will just like wipe away if I touch my skin. And I know you shouldn't touch your skin, but I mean, come on, it's gonna happen. So I take this Hourglass number 14 brush, and it's so like flimsy, but it does have some sort of like, it has like the perfect amount of stiffness. And it kind of like blurs my skin. And I mean, if the Hourglass powders work for you, awesome. It's disappointing because I think I've spent over $100 on both the Hourglass bronzer and the powder because it was so hyped up everywhere. It still is. When I have more precious items in my own collection. But it's okay. You live and you learn. Okay, and because I kind of wiped that, blended the edges of that bronzer, normally I would just go back in with my Makeup Forever bronzer, but I need to use this one, so I'm gonna just top it off with this one. And then I'm just using my Hourglass 00 brush. And like, I love the sheen that this gives. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. That's the reason why I bought it, but I wish Makeup Forever would make like a, you know, their highlights in maybe like a darker color, not just that gold, so then I can use that as like a, see, that's pretty, but had I not put the Makeup Forever bronzer underneath, yesterday I had blotches all over my skin. Alright, so now for I'm just going to take a beauty blender and wipe my eyebrows out. So now for my eye look, I'm just going to do something simple. I'm going in with my Natasha Denona Gold Palette again, and I'm going to take the color Dijon, the mustard shade, and put that all over my lid. I need to make sure that these brushes don't have other colors on them because I don't clean them off. I'm gonna put that all over my lid. I'll blend it into the crease first, and then I'll pack it on with my finger. You can pack it on with a flat shader brush or whatever you want. Oh, and this is a Hourglass number 3 brush. So some of his brushes may have changed. I've been using his brushes since he released them. And I know he's changed the brush hairs since, for some of them to be white. Maybe they're goat hair, I don't know. And I just have the same color on my finger. I'm just putting it closer to my lid so I don't have any gaps. Okay, I'm gonna take the same color with Hourglass number 6 brush. It's kind of a flat brush. I think it looks like maybe the 217 from MAC, but I've never owned it. So I'm going to put now the shade Python, the blue shade. If you have a liner brush, I would use that, but I'm using the number 5 from Hourglass. It's like a small little pointy pencil brush. I'm kind of just trying to line my lash line just a tiny bit. I think my finger might work better than this. I'm not going to bring it too far into the inner corner. I'm going to kind of leave it on the outer corner. So just slightly wing it. I'm not going to do anything crazy. But you can make it as, you know, dark as you want, as long as you want. So you can leave it like this, but I want to keep playing. I'm gonna go in with the shade Alchemist. That shade right there. On my inner corner. And bring it in on my lower lash line. Same thing here. And I'm gonna take the shade Fire Crystal, this color in the corner, and I'm gonna take it on my finger and just dab it on my lid. See how that looks. Maybe not too much. I don't want it to be like a green look. So I'm gonna dab it on my inner corner. Ooh. I want it to be wearable. Kind of layering it over here and then just like blending it out. And I'll take just a little bit on the first part of my inner corner. That didn't come out as neutral as I thought, but hey, neutral with a pop of green. So I'm going to do my eyebrows with the uemura hard 9 pencil. I think this is called Seal Brown. I'm not gonna do it perfect. I need to sharpen it too, but I'm gonna quickly go in. I love this pencil. If you've got pretty full brows already and you just need something to kind of like fill in the sparse areas, but not so much because you already have like dark brows. Sure, you can use this if you have thin brows too, or light. But this is like, it's hard to find a eyebrow product when you have thick brows like that you can just like throw on without even thinking about it, and this is the best thing. This is a really good color too if you have really dark black brows but your natural hair color is a bit more brown and you want to match it up. I love this pencil. And I have the Benefit Gimme Brow in the color number 2. I know it's a light color, but I do have really dark brows in person and I'm always trying to lighten them up, so this sets them in place and kind of gives them like a, it doesn't add any color. Now I'm going to go in with the MAC Extended Play Gigablack Lash Mascara. So this is the final look. It's not as neutral as I thought it was gonna be because I added that fire crystal shade, but I still like it. In person it doesn't look so reflective. It looks a little more muted, which I actually really like. It's perfect for like summer. I feel really summery. Alright, so I hope you like this video. I will continue to do more eye looks. I've been really inspired. And I'm like really into green shadows. Whenever I go swatch palettes, I'm always drawn to the greens. So yeah, this is how it looks. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and please let me know if you like olive green shadow. What's your favorite green eyeshadow, olive eyeshadow, or like your favorite green palette if you have one. I'm now considering all green palettes, and there's a long list. Yeah, so also subscribe, turn on the bell if you want to be notified of my videos. Thank you, I appreciate you for watching, spending all this time with me, and I will be back very soon. Bye.